Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Megan, and today I'm going to be going over the season 2 premiere of the Buccaneers that just premiered today. I'm so excited about this season. The first episode was just so good, and it's just like a level up from season 1. The acting is really good, the music, the production, the way that the edits, we're going to get into that, as well as just the whole like ambiance and environment of this world that's being created. At the very beginning of the episode, at the reception, Nan goes outside a couple of times because she kind of has like these panic attacks in a way, and I just don't know if it's just overwhelming. She's technically lying because she was with Guy the night before, and then you have, the interaction with her mother-in-law about, hey, this is a duty you got to do as a duchess, like she's protecting Ginny. You don't need to know where she's at all times, but you need to continue on with the role that you're being married into. She ends up wandering down to the beach, and then Theo ends up coming down. He was like, I was just like looking everywhere for you. She wants to tell Theo about Guy, but her mother-in-law suggests her not to. So she starts saying that she needs to tell him something. And then she goes off and says something else, like in the last minute. So then they are kissing and hooking up at the beach. While they are hooking up at the beach, shout out to the editors for this, because I was just like, oh my gosh, this is kind of ingenious to kind of show where Nan's mindset is. While they are hooking up at the beach and kissing and everything, they're showing flashbacks from the night before with Nan and Guy. While this is all happening, like it goes back and forth in the way that it's moved quickly in the scene, where it just like cuts, is so good. Like, someone who loves like production and the way that a final cut is made, like it was brilliant. Like, it was so good. I was grinning. I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe this is happening. I had to like pause and like gather myself. I mean, obviously don't condone the situation in terms of like what her actions have been the last 24 hours, but just the way that it was constructed together in the edit was it was so good. And the ending scene, since we're talking about editing, the ending scene where she comes out in the red dress and everyone's looking at her, and then it flashes to Guy wherever he is on the beach, sitting on a chair reading the newspaper, and Nan is on the cover of it. And then like the red dress and everything, obviously it's black and white, so it's not necessarily color, but it just talks about how the Duchess is wearing a red dress, and like the smirk he has on his face. Like, it is just chef's kiss. It is so good. The editing in this episode, it's just been phenomenal. Like, the overall production, everything, it just so good. Like, I just can't wait for the rest of the season in terms of how the edits are going to turn out, because that scene where she just walks out of the dress, it reminds me of when Alice walked out and she wore a dress in Riverdale, where she's embracing herself and her, I think, being a serpent or whatever they were at some point, like a serpent at one point. But that's what it reminds me of. It's just that big moment of Nan out in the red dress, and then just cutting to Guy reading newspaper and smirking. Oh my gosh, it's just so good. I literally cannot wait. I need to bring myself back together here. What I saw in the first episode, there was a lot of like duos on screen together, and so it was really interesting how it was set up, because it looks like these duos would probably be together for the whole entire season, or there's a pivotal relationship that's forming or strengthening or rekindling. And so I kind of wanted to mention a little bit of them. And so the first one is Nan and Patty. So now that it's known to us that Nell is Nan's biological mom, it'll be interesting to see what Nan's relationship is with Patty. Also her relationship with Nell, because she does confide to Nell about her situation with Guy the night before and what she's doing without knowing that's her biological mom. So that will be interesting. And then Nan's continued relationship with her mother-in-law, that's going to be intriguing too, because she obviously knows about Jenny because she's helping protect her. But on the basis of, is she going to be that moral compass for Nan in terms of what to say and what not to say, when to say it, when not to say it? So I'm really intrigued about the mother-in-law relationship that Nan's going to have. And then obviously Nan and Theo, how that's going to turn out, because he saw Guy's jacket or suit or sports coat, I'm not really sure exactly what it is, at their house. And nobody knows that she was with Guy except Ginny, obviously, and then her mother-in-law. So that's going to be interesting to see how the mother-in-law covers it up with Theo. It's like he's going to have a rough one this season. It's going to be rough. And then it'll be interesting to see how when Nan and Guy reunite, they reunite because it was in the trailer. And then Nan and Lord Seadown, so Ginny's husband. I'm really interested to see that dynamic as well. It was intense off the cliff there in the backyard or wherever they were on that land, and what stakes he's going to take to see where Ginny is at. And so it's going to be really interesting to see how Nan handles it, because she is a duchess, so he needs to at least give her that respect. So it'll be interesting to see how they play out. It'll be interesting to see how Patty and Nell work out, as well as, with them being sisters and not having contact in the last 19 years. It'll be really interesting now that knowing that her sister, or that everyone, a small group of people know that her sister is the mother of Nan. That will be interesting. It'll be interesting to see Ginny and Guy as well, that are playing an undercover married couple to protect her. So that'll be interesting to see how that dynamic works and like what their plan is together. So I'm really interested to see how that like friendship relationship works. And then Lizzie and Hector, I'm so excited for like a love story. So hopefully Lizzie and Hector, I hope they end up together in the end. I know there was a moment between Theo and Lizzie when she catches the eye for Hector. I just hope that's just like a friendship. I hope that doesn't like turn into anything, because I think Lizzie deserves the world, and I think Hector, just knowing from the first episode and their interaction, I think they could be a good match. So I'm really excited to see that, and if she ends up marrying him. And then Conchita and James, I'm excited for them because they seem like they've matured in their relationship, and interesting to see with the books and the banking and the money, and kind of how Conchita and James come together as a couple and decisions that they need to make, but also what her contribution is to the family and how that whole dynamic is going to work. Because there was that moment where they were, I think in the, I don't know, drawing room or an office. I'm not sure exactly what the location where they were all sitting in, and they were all talking about it. And so that was an interesting dynamic. So I can't wait to see kind of what they do as a family together. But there's just so much going on. There's so many storylines that I'm just so excited for the series. My favorite show, Animal Kingdom, ended 2 summers ago. And so I'm stoked that there's going to be a new show every week that I can watch, that I'm going to enjoy for the entire summer. I literally cannot wait. I'm sure I missed a bunch of things in the episode, but those are like the 3 top things. Was that beach scene, how it was cut and produced as well as enacted, as well as the ending scene, and then the dynamics between the characters. I'm really excited to see. I think they've really scraped the surface, and I think it's gonna be phenomenal. That concludes my review / recap for season 2, episode 1 of the Buccaneers. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.